And this was one of my most powerful experiences ever, if not the most powerful experience. What happened there was actually when I took the last drag or the second drag actually from the pipe, the current reality just completely disappeared.
I painted a painting that was based on this DMT flash that was I titled Collective Vision, and the face was kind of attached to a face next to it and next to it, and we had a continuous kind of eyes that went up into a dome of eyes. And so this was heads linked together and eyes all beautifully arranged geometrically in a inside dome.
There are probably conscious sentient beings that don't look like life forms we recognize, that maybe exist at some different level of existence that we don't have any awareness of. I mean, the universe is 95% dark matter, dark energy. We don't even understand what gravity is. So the possibility that there are intelligences that exist at some other wavelength or in some other dimension or at some other frequency, I don't think is out of the realm of possibility at all.
Because if we look at the origins of the pineal gland as an organ of sense, that it was a sense organ, and that in evolutionary older animals it actually has, I think, a lens and a cornea and a retina. Maybe that's what it still is. Maybe what DMT is offering us is a different modality of perception to allow us to comprehend and grasp and interact with the wider reality that surrounds us. And maybe this is why it's there in nature, that we need to connect with that wider realm. And which brings me back to the point that if that wider realm is the spirit world, it's our willful separation of ourselves from it, our cutting ourselves off from what we are meant to be a part of, that is bringing us to disaster today.
It requires transformation in order to embrace psychedelics. You know, it's one of the tricky paradoxes of postmodernism that psychedelics both require and produce a transformative effect, both on an individual level as well as on a cultural level.
And then I also think that we, as a society, could use a little jolt as far as realizing that, you know, things aren't so black and white, especially nowadays. You know, I'd love to see Bush get a dose of DMT.
Using science, as Rick Strassman is doing, to actually try to stay calm and address these substances and how they can be used and what one can learn from them. This is important work, and it's also about opening up Western cultures.
No citizen shall be deprived of the right to experience the full range of human consciousness.
But to be out there with these other life forms, this greater intelligence, was absolutely astonishing.
And unlike in my previous experiences, there was nothing biographical, nothing perinatal, no archetypes. I just went directly into an experience that I can best describe as Dharmakaya, the Tibetan Book of the Dead.
So then gradually the real world per se started to kind of bring itself back in on me, not in a way that was oppressive or that was disjointed or that was unhappy, but just in a way that it was kind of, okay, now it's time to kind of re-vibrate in a different way, the way that you normally vibrate. But then it's kind of hard to describe, but it was almost as though the vibrations were nothing like they were before I had had the experience, which is, I think, what ayahuasca can do. It can be truly transformative in the sense that it's not an escape as much as it is just a reconfiguration of the boundaries of reality and how those boundaries are not set in stone, so to speak. They're malleable and can be tinkered with and should be tinkered with for those that are interested at all in just probing the nature of reality, how profound reality can be.